Now we have to configure the controlling area in order to work on SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement module. As controlling module is also linked to SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement. So in this lecture, I will configure the controlling area, then profit center, then the cost center, then the cost elements, and we will demonstrate you the creation of master data for profit center, cost center, and cost elements. So before I do that, here it's business scenario that why we need to create controlling area because the management wants to keep a record of management costs and profits and wants to have the functionality of cost accounting into the SAP system. They wanted the internal cost should be calculated in US dollars, which is global, or the group currency belongs to the parent company, that is the SU S1. So according to the business scenario that I explained in the very beginning, that the head office of the company is based in the US. So the controlling module is only one for across all the company codes. And most of the time, the controlling module works under the parent company, and its currency also belongs to that country where the parent company or its head office is located. So, if you're wondering what happens at the local level, so at the local level, we create a cost center to accumulate the costs into the local currency, while the profit centers are also into the US dollars. Next, the management wants to set up the following cost and profit center groups and their related cost centers and profit centers related to SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, such as inventory. We will create the inventory as a cost center or profit center group, and under that inventory we will create the cost center and the profit center as raw materials, trading materials, finished goods, semi-finished goods, and then under administrative services, rent, and under assets will be the fixtures and fittings. For example, laptops. So we need the profit center and the cost center in order to see how the sourcing and procurement or the material management postings are done into the cost centers and profit centers. So normally we will see the postings into the profit center through the assignment of profit centers into the material masters. But posting into the cost center will only occur when we will post the cost through the sourcing and procurement module into the cost center directly by using the account assignment category. Next, the other examples for cost centers and the profit centers are finance, production, marketing, maintenance, and research and development, which you will normally see in the live business scenario. Now, the first step in the configuring the controlling module is to maintain the controlling area. And what is controlling area? In SAP, the controlling area is an organizational unit which is responsible for management of costs and profits. It is used to subdivide the business organization from a cost according standpoint. There is one to many relationship between controlling area and company code. So many company codes can be assigned to a single controlling area. The assigned company codes must use the same operative chart of accounts and fiscal year variant as we have discussed in our last previous lecture. So we can define cost center standard hierarchy name. If you are maintaining controlling the area through the transaction code OKKP, so there are two different transaction codes which we can maintain controlling area. One is OX06 or OKKP, and the menu path for both transaction codes are different. So my recommendation is to create the controlling area by using the transaction code OKKP because we will have more options in that transaction code to configure. Even if you create the controlling area through OX06, still you have to come back to the transaction code OKKP to do the remaining configurations. So here is the controlling area enterprise structure. So the highest level is always client, then operating console. Operating concern is a part of controlling area which we need for COPA module, and that is the observation for the profitability analysis. And under operating concern, we have controlling area. and under controlling area we got profit centers. And under profit centers we have company codes, and under the company codes we have several cost centers. So profit center can have the several company codes. In the other words, that may profit center can be assigned to many company codes, while a cost center is assigned to only one company code, and a company code can have many cost centers. And one profit center can be assigned to several cost centers, while a cost center can have only one profit center. I'm on the SAP Easy Access screen now. Go to the transaction code SPRO and then go to SAP reference IMG. So as we mentioned that there are two different transaction codes to maintain the controlling area. So first one we can access through enterprise structure, and if we go under definition and then go under the sub node controlling area, and you can see the node to maintain controlling area. And the second option you have is under the controlling node. If you expand this node and then go under the sub node general controlling and then organization, here you have maintain controlling areas. So I will suggest you to use this menu path to maintain controlling area. Execute it. You will be landed on the screen. Now, just like the company codes, you have an option to copy controlling area or to maintain the controlling area as a new entry. I will suggest you to create as a new entry. So double click on maintain controlling area and it will be landed on the screen. So click new entries and controlling area name. If your controlling area is equal to company code, then you can click on this button and all the information will be copied from the company code. As we have got multiple company codes, okay, I will suggest you to enter the data as new. So first choose the controlling area as ZSUS and then choose the name of the controlling area as controlling area tools, and you can enter the person responsible, and it's an optional field. You can also leave it blank. Assignment control. Now this is very important. So you have two options. Either you can select the controlling area same as company code or cross company code cost accounting. So the second option means that you are selecting the same controlling area across all the company codes. So select this. The next is the currency type. So you click this button. So you have the various currency types options here. Now here you have to choose the group currency as there is a currency difference in between are both UK company code and US company code. That's the reason we are using cross company code cost accounting option. And here we are choosing the currency type as group currency and our currency is US dollars, and you can see that these check marks have been marked. Now we have to enter the chart of accounts and our chart of account is INT and fiscal year variant is ZA. And here we have to create the cost center standard hierarchies. And this is the field where we will choose the name of our cost center standard hierarchy. So we can choose it as Z S U S hyphen C C S H. CCSH is refers to cost center standard hierarchy. Press enter. So it gives you the dialog box that the standard hierarchy does not exist. System should be created a standard hierarchy. So click S and the standard hierarchy and all other information will be set. Once you finish, you can hit save. Click yes again, and now you have to save this as a customizing request. So this will be a controlling area ZSUS. Save it, press enter to continue. Right? If you have got this dialog box, click enter to continue and the data will be saved. Now double click on active components or control indicators. So here you have to click new entries. Now you have to choose the fiscal year range which is valid for the controlling area. So here we will select it as 2024. And then now we have to activate the components. So first cost center, we will activate this component and activate activity type. But I think we don't need to, but I think we don't need this in SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, so you can also leave it blank. The next is you can select order management and you select commitment management and we don't need any activity based costings, so you can mark this checkbox for projects, sales orders, cost objects, and that's it. Press enter and then hit save. Press enter to continue and then press enter once again and your data will be saved. Now the next step is to assignment of company codes. So click new entries and the first company we will assign is our SUS1. Hit enter, click on save and the second company SUK1, hit enter and click on save. That's it. Both companies have been assigned because they have got the same chart of accounts and same fiscal year variant. Now hit the button save and if you have got this dialog box, press enter to continue. And you can see that the data was saved. Press enter to continue and that's it. You can come out of this screen. That's how we maintain our controlling area. Now if you go back and the next option is to check maintain number ranges for controlling documents. Execute this option and make sure that the document number ranges exist for your company code ZSUS. It says no interval exists. What you have to do, you have to click this copy button and then you can copy from the company code 0001. That's what the SAP recommends. So your controlling area ZSUS. Click copy, press enter to continue, and you will have this message CO area 0001 ZSUS. Now click on interval button and you can see the following document number ranges have been copied. Go back, go back again. The next step is to maintain versions. Execute it. You will have this screen open. What exactly is versions? Version in controlling area enable to have the independent set of planning and actual data with different versions. You can represent two different scenarios such as price and wage increases, etc. So in version 0 is the most used version for plan and actual data. So that's what we need in order to work into SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement module. and also SAP recommends the version 0. If you want to plan in a single version only and for all or the plan or actual comparisons, it has automatically created this versions. If it is not automatically created, then you can also create by clicking on new entries. Here in this activity, you have to select version 0 and then under controlling area settings, you have a subfolder settings for each fiscal year. So if you double click on it, you have to select your controlling area that is ZSUS and version 0. Press enter to continue and you will be landed on the screen. As you can see on the screen that the version 0 is automatically created for the fiscal year with the creation of controlling area. If the existing all fiscal years are not created, then they can be created by clicking new interest button here. So here you don't have to change any settings and you can see that now the version settings for each fiscal year starts from 2024 to 2028. So that's it. Now go back and select the version 0 again. Now double click on settings for profit center accounting and click on new entries here. And here you have to manually enter the year because the years for profit center accounting have not been created automatically. So you will enter 2024 and just click online transfers and line items. 2024 online source line item. And the exchange rate type you can either select P or M. I will have a lecture on exchange rate type later on. But at this point, just for your understanding that we are normally select the exchange rate type and standard translation at average rate or the standard translation for cost planning. So we will select M here. And the next year is 2025. We will again select the online transfer, line items, and then M. Similarly, we will repeat for the other years as well, 2026, 2027, 2028. Select the online transfers, line items, and M. I have entered 5 years in advance. So you can see on my screen from 2024 to 2028, just like controlling area settings. And once you finish, you can hit save. And you can create a new customizing request and it will be maintained versions in controlling area CSUS. Hit save, press enter to continue, and the data was saved. Here, if you haven't understood anything in controlling area configuration, so I will suggest you not to worry about that much. You just follow the steps which I'm following in this training because we need this configuration in order to work on SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement. So you do not need to understand every detail for controlling configurations. Just follow as I'm doing. So go back and then go back again. Go back. You will become out. You will be coming out of the screen. The next activity you can check define ledger for control versions. What is ledger? That's our topic in the upcoming lecture. So at this point, you just make sure that the correct version is assigned to your controlling area and version 0. Press enter to continue. And if you can take a look, if you can take a look, your controlling areas does not exist. So you can click new entries and enter your controlling area version 0 and then I will enter ledger 0L, ledger 0. So very briefly, I will tell you what is ledger. There is a different ledgers in order to make postings in the finance module, and the leading ledger is 0L. So I will give you more details on the ledger in the upcoming lecture. Because in this another activity which we have to configure in order to work on SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement module. So just assign your controlling area to the leading ledger 0L and then save it. Press enter to continue and create a new customizing request, and this will be defined ledger for CO version. Hit save and press enter to continue. The data was saved. Now you go back, we'll go back again, and if you scroll down, you have to go to the node under the profit center accounting. So expand this node. We have to configure the basic settings for profit center accounting. So before I do that, I will give you a brief definition what is actually a profit center. Organizational unit in controlling to recognize both revenues and expenses. It reflects a management-oriented structure of the enterprise for the purpose of internal control. Based on profit center results, the management decides how to earn revenue and which expenses to incur. It is only the object from which the segments can be uniformly derived. It is possible to assign the same segment to multiple profit centers. It is an element for which the separate of balance sheet and profits and loss statements can be created. Postings can be made into a profit center across multiple company codes within the same controlling area. It receives statistical cost postings from all the management accounting components. It is integrated with the universal journal. So that's the definition of profit center accounting. Now I will go to the SAP and configure the necessary settings for profit center accounting. Execute set controlling area. This is needed because if an organization has got multiple controlling areas to work, then this setting will make sure that you are setting the correct controlling area. So ZSUS, we have only one controlling area, so it has already selected. Press enter to continue and now expand this node, controlling area settings, and execute maintain controlling area settings. So the first option, you have to enter the standard hierarchy. As you have created the standard hierarchy for cost centers, so here we will create the standard hierarchy for profit centers. So I will choose the name for the profit center, a standard hierarchy, and the profit center local currency. Then the type will be the controlling currency area. So here I will so here we will create the standard hierarchy for profit center. ZSUS-PCSH. I will choose the name of the profit center, standard hierarchy, and then the profit center currency, local currency type will be controlling area currency. You can also select the profit center currency. So let us select controlling area currency and then confirm. Remember, controlling area currency is US dollars, and if you do not want to use US dollars for profit center, then you can also select 90 profit center currency and then confirm it. But in case if you have to choose the name of the currency, that can be GBP. So that's how you can use the local currency for your profit centers. So let's select GBP so that you will have a result in the local currency, and that will make more sense. You can select this button, stores transaction currency, and you can choose active indicators in front of 2024. And once you are done, hit save. And the data was saved. go back, and the next activity you have to do is to create the dummy profit center. Execute this. You will be landed on this screen, and here you have to create the dummy profit center, which is another requirement in configuring the profit center configuration. So I will choose the name of its dummy profit center as dummy hyphen PC hyphen ZSUS. Click basic data. Okay, name we have captured dummy PC, description as a dummy profit center, and then here you have to enter into the profit center group. Select this, and you only have got one profit center standard hierarchy. That's why it has popped up automatically. And further, you can choose the person responsible name, and we will not assign any segment for dummy profit center, but we will assign the segments in the real profit center. So just to save, it will give you the warning that the segment field is blank, but you can ignore the warning by pressing enter. That's it. Now if you go back to maintain controlling area settings, and now you can see that the dummy profit center has been popped up. Go back, and the next activity, if you expand this node, active directive postings, and execute the set control parameters for actual data, you will be landed on this screen. Now here you have to click new entries, and you have to enter the years again, which we did in our last session: 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and mark the checkboxes for line items and online transfer. Okay, so once you finish, enter and then hit save, and the data was saved. Now go back again. Now the next activity which you have to check in the configuration of Profit Center is the document number ranges for actual postings. Expand this node and then expand basic settings and then execute define number ranges for local documents. You will be landed on the screen, and now here you have to make sure that the Profit Center number ranges exist for your company code SUK1. If does not exist, so what we can do, we will click copy and enter the template copy and enter the template company code 00012 SUK1, and then press enter to continue. Press enter once again. You will have this message, and then click intervals and enter the company code again. You will see that all the intervals have been copied, and you can do the same for your US company code SUS1. And enter your company code to make sure that the intervals have been copied. So that's the end of controlling area and profit center configurations. Now we have to create the profit center and cost center next.